Hey guys, welcome to the Me Poddcast. My name's Eoin Kinsella.
My name's Daragh Jordan.
And yeah, so this is my guest for today. He's a YouTuber. Go check out all his stuff. I have him linked down below. And you run your own company as well, right?
Yeah, Grafton Digital. You can find me at daragh@graftondigital.com. So basically, the company is just a digital marketing agency. So we focus on working with small to medium-sized companies in Ireland, preferably Galway at the moment. Going with high quality content to build their social media and turn those followers into customers.
Cool. So yeah, just quick Q&A just to start. What inspired you to start YouTube?
So there's a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk who I follow. Well, there's a couple of different people, right? I'll just quickly run through them. So Gary Vaynerchuk, so he's like a social media person, runs his own companies. Like you have access to the whole entire world to your phone. Why aren't you using it? So
yeah.
Also Rob Lipsett, big Irish YouTuber, you know Rob Lipsett, yeah.
I do.
He would be the first Irish YouTuber I would have seen, really inspired me to start. And I've always been interested in business, and I never was, this is before I started YouTube before I started my company, but I always wanted to start a business, and this was the closest I could get to try and play with digital marketing and all that. So yeah, that was mainly the reasons why I started.
Cool. Yeah. So you obviously have a big enough channel now. You started in May, and are you nearly at 600 subs now?
I'm 570 odd subscribers now. Yeah.
So what would be like your goals starting now in 2019?
I'm hoping by the end of 2019, by summer I want to have 1,000, and then I want to try and hit 2K by the end of next year. By the end of this year I want to have 2,000 subscribers. Is what I want. Like I'm still a very small channel yet. Like.
Yeah.
Maybe for the Galway scene, though, so it's not too bad. But again, like it's getting your first 1K apparently is one of the hardest things you can try to do. Of course, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know the struggle. Yeah, 220 odd now after 6 months.
Which is good because like we met each other at Logan, so you had you'd under 100 at that point. You well under.
Yeah, I was like 80 or something like that.
Yeah, I was about 180 at the time. But like I got my Logan video and that just like all my statistics just skyrocketed.
I put out my Logan video like a month after, so obviously it didn't have the same impact.
Yeah. And plus, mine was watched by the whole mine was put up on the board in front of the whole class. So
I actually remember that everyone was just like, "Yeah, it's time to Daragh Jordan." And didn't Evan like walk around with a like thing on like to Daragh Jordan?
Yeah, so for one of the themes is like what you want to do when you're older. One of the guys in our house, Evan Gaffney, shout out to you, Evan. I wasn't around. He went into my suitcase and put my clothes on and made a thing going around his neck going sub to Daragh Jordan.
Yeah, actually, and didn't you were coming home like with your mum and she drove by him?
Yeah, so you were walking up to the bus and we were driving by and I saw him dressed up and I went, he's wearing my freaking clothes. Mom was like, what is he doing? Because he shouted in the window at her. But she got a good laugh at that. That's what she did.
So then, would your Logan video be the video you're proudest of, or?
But probably actually my Logan one probably the proudest because I think it's the biggest impact. Like obviously got the most views, nearly 9,000 now, and still growing strong enough. But like it was the most fun to make because I got to look back and all the memories I had of Logan and kind of Logan was just so much fun. So kind of it brought back the memories when I was editing it. Like it took 7 or 8 hours to edit, but it was so worth it. Like it was so much fun. And then people's reaction to it, like people text me like, "Oh, bro, that's such good memories," and like.
I remember we were in Spain at the time, like when you posted it out.
Yeah.
And me and my family like sat down to watch it.
Yeah, I've heard that from a few different people. Like whole families and friends watching it. Like I send people pictures, videos of them actually watching their TV. Like it's crazy, and like people like said they got emotional over it because they were like they wish they could go back and do it all over again, which is weird. And then the amount of people text me were going like, "What's Lurgan?" Like, "Oh, should I go to Lurgan?" Like because it had Irish Gaeltacht in it. If then someone starts up Lurgan on one of the first actually things that come up, which is pretty fucking crazy to be honest. But yeah, probably my Lurgan video. Yeah, would be my proudest.
Nice one. So you also do Jiu Jitsu and you like push that quite a bit on your Instagram. So like, what motivated you to start Jiu Jitsu in the first place?
Yeah, so I'm gonna sound like a real Conor McGregor fanboy, but I had never heard of MMA or UFC before Conor McGregor kind of came into the picture. then I started watching it, and then I wasn't just a McGregor fan, I was watching it every weekend, and I still am watching it every weekend. And then I want to get into martial art because I want to be able to defend myself. And then, but with CTE and brain trauma, getting hit in the head, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do a striking martial art because I want to be able to keep my head together, and it's just, I don't think it's, at the moment, I don't think it's worth getting hit in the head on a weekly basis and end up with brain trauma when I'm older. So Jiu Jitsu is, if you don't know what Jiu Jitsu is, it's basically ground fighting. It's like, people say wrestling, but it's not fake. It's like chokes and submissions, joint locks and stuff. Like, basically, yeah, it's that. There's no hitting. You're basically just trying to grapple to try and submit the other person. But it's very good for self-defense because most people can throw a punch, but most people, when they're thrown on their back, they have no idea what to do when it hits the ground.
Yeah.
So, mainly for self-defense, just kind of a bit of peace of mind, and also, it's such a challenge. Like, going into the gym, like, one day I might be on fire and tap people out, and the next day, you just go roll a higher belt, and you just get tapped out, bang, bang, bang. Just like, even like people like half your size, like, just like, Jiu-Jitsu is the small man's martial art that, like, the smaller man can beat the bigger man with good skill. So, yeah, just a constant challenge to kind of just push myself always.
Yeah, that's another thing you always kind of push on your channel, is pushing yourself constantly. So, like, what do you do every day to, like, try and keep that message?
At the moment, I have to admit, during Leaving Cert, I haven't been. The closest I'm getting to push myself is actually going studying for my Leaving Cert.
Relatable.
But, like, over the summer, I was kind of, like, always looking for new challenges, like, trying to, like, go meet up with new people and, like, go to the gym check meetup. I went by myself. Like, I went all the way to Dublin, like, doing the skydive, doing the triathlon. Like, it's, like, next summer, I can't say, like, I was talking to you about this earlier, I can't say yet because it's not been announced, but I might be going abroad, working away for months, you know, as in, like, just by myself. And, like, I know I think I go for the most extremes, but I suppose there is better things you can do, as in, like, maybe getting up a little bit earlier to get some work done, or doing a workout, like, I think it'd be things that I think people do on a daily basis to get out of your comfort zone. But since I started doing it, I've had some crazy experiences, like with the triathlon, with the skydive, like going to Logan, like when I first went to Logan, I went by myself, didn't know anyone.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, like, and like that's scary as hell. Like, is it like when you're in a room with 600 people and you don't know a single person, like it's.
I would 100% suggest doing that though.
Oh yeah.
Like,
the best thing I decided to do.
Yeah, because like everyone who knows me back at school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In first and second year, I was the most introverted person that you could imagine. Like, I barely talked to anyone. There was about 5 people that I spoke to on a daily basis. That was it. Going to Logan and being forced to like
meet new people
every day, that like completely just pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I haven't gone back. Like, you know the Myers-Briggs test, the personality test. Before secondary school, I was like, before I went to Logan, I was like 60% introverted. I did the test the other day, and I'm now 92% extroverted.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't picture you as an introvert. And like, if you don't know, for the record, I was Owen's Kinnera in Lurgan, so that's when we got to meet. But yeah, like Lurgan just forces, like, just getting out of your comfort zone at all, as in like, it totally opens you up. And like, the amount of new people I've met in Lurgan and like contacts I've built, like so many different people, and so like Lurgan's especially cool because you get such a wide variety of talented people because it's kind of famous, you know, like as like when I was there 2 years ago, there was Leah Barneville. She was a semi-finalist in Britain's Got Talent, you know, and like this year we had Amy Banks, and we had like a variety of like really high talented singers, and I heard Bono's son was there 1 year as well.
I heard that as well, yeah. Like that's obviously the reason that I went to Lurgan in the first place, because I like music.
Of course. So
like, if you're into that kind of stuff and you're into just pushing yourself out of the comfort zone and trying to be a little bit more extroverted, 100% would suggest Lurgan.
Yeah, or anywhere. As like, I think most of them are the same, but like I think we're kind of biased because we got to Lurgan had a great.
Well, yeah, and like everyone that I'm talking to, like my friend Nisha, he's a Kinnera Exploder, and like he would say, "Oh, Lurgan's not great. Like, go to Exploder." But like, I feel it's almost like a frat. Once you go to one, you kind of slag off the other ones.
Oh yeah, like, isn't like, I know some of the lads, and he was in Camas, and they were saying their joke is like, oh, Tatu's Lurgan, and then it's like, oh, Lurgan, barely, like, the whole thing is like, you know, everyone in Lurgan speaks speaks English,
that
which
just doesn't happen.
Exactly, but like they don't know, but like that's kind of the reputation it kind of has among the Gaeltacht side, but like we know we spoke Irish. I learned so much. My Irish has improved so much since I went to the Gaeltacht twice. And yeah, like as in like there's always been a bit of competition anyway. It's kind of like, you know, my Gaeltacht versus your Gaeltacht, like which one's better. So like
hell of competition. Though.
Exactly, but like we don't know canvases.
Like, we haven't been to any of them, but we're just like, yeah, ours is probably better than yours.
Yeah.
Does yours have a YouTube channel? I thought
with over 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah,
that's your next goal then. Pass out lurking.
But that'll maybe a little bit down the road.
So you were saying earlier that you've started up your own company.
Yeah.
So would you have any advice for people like our age that are trying to start up their own company? Because it's not really pushed in schools that much. We have a mini company thing in our school, but as soon as our school craft fair is finished, it's kind of like tossed out. Anything that you've done, like it's not even that you keep it on. So like, what advice would you have if you're trying to start?
Now, I'm still very new in the process. Like, we have a few paying clients now, but again, I'm not going to say anything. Like, I can't. I'm no like messiah or anything when it comes to business. Yeah. Like, but like, I've always been interested in business. Like, since I was really young, I'm like, I want to be a businessman. I want to like run a business. So, one, I try and like, of course, it depends on the people, right? So, one, I'd advise you really research your industry. So what we did was we noticed that a lot of companies, small to medium-sized companies in Ireland, don't fully appreciate the power of social media and the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
They just don't appreciate it at all. So I watched Gary Vaynerchuk, who puts out loads he's his own marketing agency as well in the States. Massive agency, works with some of the biggest brands. But he puts out loads of free information. So I've been watching him for the last 2 years. So I'd have an idea. Then what I did was I started my own YouTube channel, and like I found I loved marketing and stuff. So indirectly I started practicing and finding out what works. So I was building my own brand on social media. And then I went, this is really fun. So then, funnily enough, one of the guys approached me and went, because I do YouTube, and he kind of watched, he was usually a year ahead of me in school, and he went, do you want to start making videos for companies? We'll start doing freelance. And I went, yes, not a bad idea, but we can give a company the best made video in the whole entire world, but they don't know what to do with it. It's useless, right? Like, if they see them on their Facebook page, they're going to get 3 likes on it. No good to them. So right.
Absolutely.
So I said, how about we become a digital marketing agency? So then, if you see from my channel, my first podcast, I Calculated Chaos, was with Jack McKenna, phenomenal videographer, cinematographer, and we approached him about coming on board. So he does the video, I do the social media, and Eric does websites and stuff for companies, and he also is IT, and he's helping fund it as well. So it was a very fluky series of events that actually led to it, but I think like starting, like as in like I think people are so afraid about starting a company or starting a YouTube channel or anything that they're like, okay, I'll do it one day, or once I finish school I'll start it, or I'll start Monday. You know, as in like they're always pushing it off, but like start doing a little bit of research now. You know, maybe start getting people that you think could be appropriate in place. You know, start asking companies whether they'd be interested in your thing, or if it's consumer based, which is even consumer based companies probably a little bit nicer than business to business, which is what we are. Is just trying to get out there and learn about branding. I think the most important thing if you start a company is branding, because like with our company, we're going to start a YouTube channel. We're going to start putting out information, because if you build a proper brand, people are going to trust you. They're like, oh, these guys know what they're at. Whereas if you come in and you've no experience, it's a lot harder. So like, it's all about proving yourself, and yeah, just start. I think it was. Sorry, I'm very passionate about business, so you can see a bit of rant a bit about it, but I think just starting and kind of knowing your industry, I think, is the most important thing. Yeah,
because I know that myself personally, when I was thinking of starting up a YouTube channel, I put it off for like months and months and months. But then one day I just woke up and was like, yeah, I'll just do it today.
Yeah.
Like whatever. So on that day, I set up my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and SoundCloud all on the same day, and it was just like, okay, cool. Now they're set up. Now it's about keeping stuff, like keeping it taken over. So
did you make a separate Instagram for your YouTube specifically? And did you keep the other one?
I kept the name for it, just so that like.
Yeah.
But so it's still an account, but I don't actually use it.
Yeah. Same. I set up a fresh one for YouTube as well. But did you tell people straight away?
That's the thing. Yeah, I put out one video and it's like, yeah, tell everyone about it, which I think was definitely a mistake. In future, if I were to do it again, I would put out a couple of videos and then start telling people about it.
Yeah, I was so scared again because like I'm a very impulsive person, so
Same.
I kind of like in the back of my head I heard Gary talk about YouTube channel and build a brand online and all of that, and I was kind of like, maybe I can give it a go. So kind of then literally that day I set up a YouTube channel, I set up an Instagram and obviously my Facebook page, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy a camera and I'll start then. And that was my little excuse. That was a little thing where I was like, I'll do it later, right? And then I think I set up on the 8th of May. And then by the 11th I was like, no, Darry, stop lying to yourself. Like, you're just not going to do it if you don't do it now. So I took my phone. Actually, no, that's actually a lie. Because I had a really bad phone camera at the time. So I was like, I can't even record my phone because the quality was horrendous. So my birthday was around then. I got a new phone. And once I got my new phone, that's when I started recording. And I put out my first video. It's terrible. Like I'm still nowhere near good yet, and I'm still trying to figure out what I enjoy putting out. But like I think starting is probably the best. But just getting started. Like, because if this is what you want to do, this is the best era to try and go get after it, because like you've access to the whole entire world in your pocket. Like, why aren't you using it? So
exactly. As I was saying, I didn't realize until I started YouTube. Mm-hmm. There's actually like quite a big creator economy in Ireland. Yeah. Not necessarily just YouTubers, but also artists and musicians and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So do you think that like, and it's also quite a young economy. Mm-hmm. So do you think that like people should invest more in their creative side in schools and stuff like that, or do you think schools? Do you think
I think the government should invest more on the creative side, or do you think I think kids should invest more and put more time into it?
Bit of both, like, because the way that I see it in our school, it's like you can do it. It's a side thing. It's not pushed that much. So yeah, I feel like if it was pushed more people would do it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think the school system is almost setting kids up to be like to work a 9-to-5 job. Like what you're told, like most schools, right? You wear a uniform. You go in, you sit, you're quiet, you listen, you do your work, you go to the next class, repeat all throughout the day. You go home, do more work, and you're doing the exact same work. And then when you're doing your leaving cert, you're put against everyone in the country and based on intellectual, which is it's not even a test of intelligence. It's a test on who can memorize the most stuff. And I think it actually sucking the creative out of it, because I always personally believed that I wasn't a creative person. Because I couldn't sing, I couldn't do art, I couldn't draw. Like I believed I wasn't creative. It wasn't until I started my own YouTube channel where this was my entire creation and it was whatever was in my head that I could actually put out. Then I started to realize I was kind of creative. It just I was never given the opportunity to find my creative, and I think that's what the school system's actually setting kids up for, is that it's set up in such an old-fashioned form that like you're set up to go work in an office, do your work, go home and live for the weekend. And that's what I'm trying not to do. Like, that's why I'm doing my own YouTube, I'm doing my own companies, because I want to set up a life that I want to get excited for every Monday morning to get out of bed and go work. And like that's what I really want. That's my goal. But yeah, I think the government, I don't even know what way to approach it. I think there should be a more initiative, maybe to bring it up that, like, you know, videography, or it's not videography, the word, cinematography and photography is an option, art's an option, and I think that it should be more pushed. Yeah, that like school isn't the end all and be all. And my school is not too bad for that. Like, they do kind of give options, but again, like, the teachers obviously want you just to do well in a subject. But yeah, I think there should be more of an emphasis, because a lot of kids don't believe they're creative, and maybe that's unlocked potential that they never actually realise, because it's beaten into them that, like, you just need to just conform.
Exactly. So I saw a TED talk on it in school, and it was saying that the ideal output from any school system is a college professor. Mm-hmm. That's the peak. But there's only so many of those. Mm-hmm. So then the next step is, get a 9-to-5 job. Yeah. And anything like that isn't that, that's you have like failed at school. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, there are so many people who, not even creative people, they go into trades and stuff like that, and they're fantastic at it, mm-hmm. and they make a very good living for themselves. Yeah. But that's not pushed whatsoever in school. No. They're seeing, so if you're dropped out of school at 16 and start a trade, it's seen that you have failed school.
Yeah. failed at life, really.
Yeah. And like, I don't understand that because they're doing very well for themselves, and it's something that they're quite good at. And
good money in trade these days because there's actually such a lack of people doing it. But like, I was in my guidance counselor teacher this week, and she's phenomenal. Like, shout out to Miss Joyce. Miss Joyce, you are amazing. But she's trying to push trade now because just all parents want their kids to get into college. That they're actually frowned upon trade because they're afraid that their friends and their neighbours are going to go, oh geez, their kids failed. They failed as parents, and like they're actually being. I think this is my own opinion, that they've actually failed at life, that their kids going into trade. But the amount of money in trade, like you said, is phenomenal. As in, like, people, there's so much money in trade at the moment that you can be really successful off of it, and like, it's not that you failed. As in, if you enjoy going out to the building site every Monday morning and you enjoy the manual labour,
then do it.
More too. Like college isn't designed for everyone, and everyone shouldn't be pushed through the college system. I think that's a partial reason why there's such a high dropout rate in first year. Also because like not everyone's designed to go to college. Like, it's just not for everyone.
Yeah, and like, I also feel that the people who are going to push themselves out of their comfort zone and leave school, like, they could have a fantastic idea and already have the ability to do it. Why would they go to college to spend money to get the degree that says they can do it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 110% agree with that, yeah.
Like, right now I'm doing work experience in the head office of Supermax. So I'm very much an intern. I'm helping to run their Facebook, like, putting up banners and stuff like that, like small stuff. But that's all stuff that, like, I taught myself. I don't need a college degree to do that. So, in theory, if you're able to do that and want to set up a company based around something that you can already do, why are you in school? Yeah. Like, get out there, start it already.
I know some guys are making more money. They're in school and they're making more money than their teachers. So, like, as in, like if you're 16 and you're in school and you're making more money than your teachers and you're enjoying that job, why the fuck are you still in school? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of, it's almost frowned upon because, like, when people see kids that, like, just don't go to college and they start a business, they're like, oh, they're playing company, they're playing business, and like, that's where we're trying to push with ours, is to push that, like, we're not just like some TY company that, like, isn't serious, that we're actually legitimately, like, want to do this full time and we're not just playing around. But again, you have to prove yourself, and so that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions here about music, because obviously this is a music podcast.
Yeah. So,
if I remember, you're quite into, like, rap, are you?
I like a lot of music. Surprisingly enough, I like a lot of pop music. If you saw my playlist, which I don't show to anyone, you'd be very surprised some of the songs you'd find. But yeah, like, massively into rap. I do like rappers, yeah. Yeah.
So honestly, I'm kind of the same. My music taste is anything I can nod my head to.
Yeah.
Pretty much, if I can listen to it and enjoy it, then whatever. But one of the main things that always comes up when you talk about rap, who's the best rapper of all time? So, like, what would be your top three?
My top three, or do you think I think the top three of all time?
So, what, like, both. Your favorite three, but the three, and then the three that you think are the best.
Yeah. I don't think I'm well versed enough to say top three of all time. I think Eminem should be there because he's been so relevant for so many years. And I know, not his last album, Kamikaze, the one before that was a bit of a bomb and people shit on him for it. But his last one, I really, really enjoyed it, and I do even listen to his old songs. I don't listen to much old music, but other than that, I wouldn't really know. I can't really speak to all time, but
that's fair.
Personally, at the moment, I go through phases, right? So I'm just going to spit out maybe 6 rappers I'm really into, right? And so I really like Jeezy. I'm really hot at the moment. Yep. Really love Jeezy. Versatile rap duo from Dublin. I think they're phenomenal. Last two songs I'm not hot on, but the rest of them I'm really, really into. Post Malone, really, like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's even hard to class him as a rapper. I know.
I wouldn't even say he's a rapper.
It's very controversial. I don't know where.
I think he's a fantastic musician and songwriter, but I don't think he's a rapper.
Do you think so?
Because, like, he definitely has the kind of rap flow. Yeah. But I don't know, like, I'd more put him in, like, mellow hip hop. rather than rap.
You know, he actually used to sing a country western as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, which is so funny. Okay, so I'll take him off, but he's one musician I actually really love. Macklemore. Like, I've seen Macklemore live twice. I really, really like Macklemore. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Just kind of his message and everything. I just kind of, the fact that he didn't go to a label, he made it all himself. I like that as well.
I can respect that. Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be a little one off the wall. They're called Kneecap. They're an Irish rap duo.
I've heard of them.
I
haven't heard any songs, but I've heard of them. Yeah.
I probably have played their songs and lyrics by in-house. They're an Irish rap duo. I'm actually gonna see them on Valentine's Day in the Roisin Dove in Galway.
Oh, nice.
Really looking forward to seeing them. Who else? Jeezy, Macklemore. Who else is on my playlist? NF. You know the song? You know Let You Down?
Yeah.
He's a rap. He brought that singer in, but his music is really dark. Like, as in, like, his mom was a pill addict. He like really struggles with his inner demons. And like, he's a good rapper. Kind of, some of his songs are kind of Eminem-esque, but it's his message more than anything else that kind of gets to me. I just really kind of enjoy listening to his music. And 2010 Tiny Tampa all day long. Frisky, Earthquake, like just bangers. So like, yeah, a bit of Stormzy as well. Not hot and all Stormzy songs, but yeah, they'd be kind of. But again, like I went to a stage where I listened to all Macklemore, then I listened to all Jeezy. Like I just like.
I get you, yeah.
So
right now I'm in an Eminem kind of state of mind. I'm like, but then the next day I could be listening to Ed Sheeran. So who knows?
Yeah. Depends on my mood who I listen to on the day. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like for me, I'm not versed enough either to say all time. My top rappers though, if I were to say all time, I would put Eminem 1. Probably Jay-Z 2. Okay. Not because I think that he's fantastic. He obviously is, but he consistently puts out good records. Like there are none of his records that were a flop, and that's the one thing that you can say about Eminem. He can be very hit or miss.
Yeah. Like, I totally agree.
If his album is good, it's incredible, but if it's bad, it's really bad.
Yeah.
But like Jay-Z is just so consistently good. Cool. And then the third, rounded out the top 3, I'd probably say Kendrick Lamar. Yeah,
I haven't really properly listened to him now, to be honest, but I know a lot of people. I'm yet to get on the Kendrick Lamar bandwagon.
Like the stuff that he talks about is just so important. Like he has messages that not many other rappers are putting out there. So I just feel like I don't think that I could put him at number 1 or number 2 right now, just because he hasn't been in the game as long as those two. But I feel like if he keeps going the way he's going, then he's going to be a contender for top. So
Cool.
Yeah, and then interesting. So people always argue, is Post Malone a rapper? Would you say that Drake's a rapper?
I think he's kind of like, I don't really listen to a lot of Drake, so like my opinion could be totally disregarded. But he's kind of, I feel like he's kind of in the new wave of, as Eminem would say, mumble rappers.
I feel like he was the one who brought that in. I don't think that he's quite a mumble rapper.
Yeah.
But like he definitely
opened up the door for it, kind of. But yeah, like I don't really listen to much Drake, so I can't really speak in it. But yeah, I think he might have opened the door a little bit to the mumble rapping kind of scene.
Like I'm a fan of Drake. I wouldn't be a massive fan. I would say that he is the bench line for what a rapper is, because like his lyrics they can be really good. Sometimes they're just really weird.
Yeah.
And he can hop on a beat for like any beat and do well. And he was still around in like Eminem's day and stuff like that, so he was like doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Anything under Drake, not a rapper. Like I do not class mumble rappers as rappers.
And who'd you paint in that category?
Oh, Lil Pump. 6ix9ine.
What do you think of Lil Pump and Kanye West's?
Oh my god. I have it on my playlist and I hate myself for it.
I know all the words. So
I'm like sitting there bobbing my head, singing along with it, just secretly thinking, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah, I don't know. Just the vibe of it. It's kind of like it's a funny song as well. Like I got a good laugh out of it. So. And
the music video is just so weird.
Roblox, yeah, it's very funny.
Oh man. So, as well, because you're in the YouTube scene and obviously you like music.
Yeah.
What do you think of like YouTubers who do music, like the likes of KSI, Randolph, like Joe Weller, all those who like put out music as well? What do you think?
I think it's just a smart branding tactic because it opens up their, like, let's say they make a diss track on someone, like they just do so well views wise because people are like, oh, he's saying that about him, or like they listen to it because they build up such massive audiences. When they make references, their audiences get the reference and like, oh, he didn't just say that. And then there's reaction videos, and then there's the reply diss tracks.
Yeah, it's just like a loop. Like you have to. I remember I was late to hop on the Sidemen diss tracks. Like I was about a year behind. But I sat down one day and I watched like one of them that it came out and was just like, okay, what's going on here? So I trace it back to the first video that started it all and watched them the whole way through, like every single video.
Yeah.
And like
you and millions of others.
Yeah, like they were just eating up views. So like.
Yeah.
But when it, even outside of diss tracks, like the music that they put out themselves, like they go on tour and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's that much market for it in Ireland? Because I know I'm kind of in a weird place where I'm more of a musician than a YouTuber, but I still put out like YouTuber content.
Yeah.
So do you think that like there's a market for YouTube musicians in Ireland?
I do think so. I think the more content you put out, the better. I think content is always, and the fact that you're so into music, and obviously this is supposed to be a music podcast. I know we've talked about everything, but probably except for a little bit of music. But I do think because most musicians, you don't know what their personality is like, and it's only with the wave of social media where you're seeing the likes of, you know, Jay-Z, or I was following Jeezy for a while, even though I kind of thought he was a bit like too much selling, so I actually unfollowed him. But like, that you actually see your personality. So I think with you and with the new wave is, you know, the artist's personality and you get to enjoy their music. Yeah. So you almost get a better connection, and you're probably going to enjoy their music more because you're going to get more of the references. So I think it's nothing but good trying to like break down that wall, because in the music industry and even with actors and stuff, like Will Smith has his YouTube channel now, is like you would have only seen them on the big screen and you wouldn't have actually known who they were. But like, if you watch someone and you enjoy the music and you're like, you hear them talking about like tough times they went through, or like stuff they're into, like what sports they're into, like, oh, I like that too, you know, build more connection. So I think it's nothing but good to try and break down that fourth wall.
Yeah, but to be honest, like, I've been looking around, there's not really many other channels in Ireland that are doing like what I'm doing, so
which is a good thing. It makes you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it'd be better if other people were doing it, because like,
more competition.
Yeah, I live for competition, like, so if there was anyone else that was doing it, I'm down. Like, I'm down. Yeah, YouTube musicians out there in Ireland, hit me up, drop it, and we'll jump on a beat together and we'll see who's better. Like, live for competition.
Yeah, no, but I think it's nothing but good. Yes, there's not a lot of people doing it in Ireland yet, but again, you're seeing more and more creators popping up and texting me. I think you get some texts as well, like, or many people come up to me and go, geez, I'd love to do YouTube, but I'm so afraid what people will think, or I'm so afraid, like, I'm so afraid I won't be good enough.
Like, I met a girl at Pulse, which is a disco in Galway, and she came up to me. One of her friends had recognised me and was like, and had told her that I did YouTube. Mm-hmm. So she came up to me and she was just like, I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I was always kind of a bit afraid, because like, what kind of like, what is it? She was afraid of putting herself out of her comfort zone, and like people kind of judging her first.
Of course,
yeah. Which you do get that. But I was like talking to her, and she wanted to start a makeup YouTube channel. I was just like, yeah, just go for it. Why not?
James Charles is killing the game at the moment. His music.
Yeah, true.
Or his makeup, yeah.
Yeah, but like, why not?
Yeah, no, same. I was on a night out there for New Year's Eve. I love Kudos, and a girl came up to me and she went, I loved your disco video, you know, the one we did.
Oh, that was really fun. I'll link that down in the description as well. Yeah. Funniest video that I've watched in a while, actually.
Yeah, it was actually, like,
I rewatched it last night and I was actually having like tears out of my eyes, just 'cause I feel like it's funnier though for us, because we were actually like in the chat. And
you want to see what we were to our first disco, you can watch that as well. But
maybe don't watch it.
But she came up to me and she was like, geez, I really enjoy your videos, like I really enjoy your disco one especially. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. She was like I'm really into singing and I'd love to start a singing channel. Yeah, no.
Got her Instagram there?
No, that's the thing. I went to her. I went here. she's like, she asked for advice. I gave her a bit of advice.
Yeah.
And then I was like, here, if you start putting songs out, I can put them an outro for my video or something. I was like, just DM me, because like, put us out. I memory bit foggy from that night, and she never texted me, so I presume she didn't end up doing it. But yeah, if you are listening to this, you can still text me if you want, because like, I love to see new creators coming out and trying to, like, I know I'm not going. Okay, this is something we were talking about this before, and I don't go and do this. Well, there's two things you see us or any like YouTubers. So I've talked to a few. Don't come up to the video on the street and go, please record me and put me in your video. Like, don't do that, because we're not zoo animals. We're not just going to record you on command and put videos out.
Oh my god, that happens to me so much on like outings at school. People are just like, oh yeah, Owen, are you vlogging this? And I'm just like, no, I'm not. Go away.
And also, if you're starting YouTube, don't text me and go, here, share my video on all your social medias. No, I'm not going to do that either. Like, you've done the same. We both built it from nothing, as in just building one subscriber at a time, putting out content that people enjoy watching. And like, yes, we can collab. I've no issue. Like, if you want to collab with me, like, obviously I'm really busy at the moment with leaving certain stuff, so like, it's tougher to try and find time, but I will do my absolute best. Like, I know Eoin we were trying to organise this for a while, but finally just kind of lined up nicely. So if you do want to collab, I've absolutely no issue if you're ever down in Galway. But just tell me well in advance of time so I can try and sort it out. But
yeah, exactly. Like, if you have something to bring to the table, that's great, because like, when it comes to YouTube, the more personalities you have in the same place, the better. Like, that's why all the sidemen and stuff like that work.
Of course.
So if you have something that you can bring to the table and offer for a video, sure, pop up. But like, you can't just say, oh, I made this random video, I have 2 subscribers, share it.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, if you want me to be in your video, no issue. But don't just tell me to share your video, because I just don't think, like, I wouldn't do that to someone else, because I feel like it's kind of, you're just trying to jump the line.
Yeah, exactly. Like, take shortcuts.
Yeah, I think, like, put out a basic content. Like, I almost didn't want anyone talking about my content until I've had enough content up there. Someone getting my channel, they kind of know what my channel's about. They have enough videos they can watch, and there's enough content there. But like, if you have 2 videos, like, you're still very small, and people are not willing to subscribe. It's tough trying to get people to subscribe, and like, it's but yeah, I think collabs are the way to go. So if you ever do want to collab, or with either of us, just shoot us a text.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm just trying to get back to music. Like, we have a habit when we're talking, like, just rant.
Oh yeah,
it just goes to places.
All the time I do that.
So one thing that I wanted to ask you, Billboard recently put out like their top 10 albums and songs from last year.
Okay.
So what would you say? I know that like you probably wouldn't be able to say a top 10 off the top of your head.
No.
But like, what would be like your top 3 artists, songs, and albums from last year? Just interesting.
Okay. Albums. I'm not great with naming albums now, to be honest, but ones that come off the top of my head. G-Eazy dropped his album last year. I can't even think the name of it. I might be able to like insert this.
I'll find it. Like,
yeah, like it's his newest album. I think it's phenomenal. It's just what I love all G-Eazy stuff, and like his old stuff's even brilliant as well. But just his new album, it was just really good. He just had really good songs. I really enjoyed Beer Bongs and Bentleys with Post Malone. Really enjoyed that album. Like, I listened to that on repeat for a good while.
I still listen to it. Like,
yeah, same. I still listen to Post Malone stuff. Like, it's just ageless. I don't know what it is. And another album I really enjoyed this year that I kind of like listened thoroughly to, probably Eminem's new album. They're probably the 3 albums as a whole. Like, and like, there's loads of like singles I will listen to throughout the whole year, but as pure albums, it'd probably be those 3. That Kamikaze by Eminem would probably be the 3. And do you say artists and singles, or just
artists and whichever? Like,
okay. Singles. 3 favorite songs from last year.
I know, it's like so hard.
Like, there was a lot of good. Well, like, for I like pop and I like rap, so there was a lot of music produced last year. Can I just pop my tracks list really quickly?
Yeah, sure. I'll like say my top 3.
Yeah, do your 3.
So my top 3 albums, I actually don't know if like they were even released. I really liked Anne Marie's album, but I'm not sure. Like,
she's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was even released last year. Like, I've completely lost track of what happened.
Yeah.
Like when. Also, Beer Bongs and Bentleys, 100%.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. Absolutely so good.
And I listened to Kamikaze on repeat for like 2 months, so I kind of have to say Kamikaze.
Yeah, no.
Like, I know that we basically have the same, but you know what? I actually think that Beer Bong's in better. No, wait. It was Drake's album that came top in the Billboard albums, and I actually really like that one as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I'd put it above the other three. That'd probably be fourth. Like Drake's Scorpion album, I think it was called.
Okay.
Like, that was their top.
Okay. So I literally just pulled up my most played music because I have all my music downloaded. Machine Gun Kelly as an artist, like I like the likes of Loco, Sale. I enjoyed Rap Devil. I
enjoyed Rap Devil as well.
I think Eminem took him in the disses, but as a song I really enjoyed it. Machine Gun Kelly this year I've really kind of come around to him. G-Eazy especially. I know I keep bringing up G-Eazy, but like this year, like his song, it's called Easy. G-Eazy, but Easy by G-Eazy, but it's basically his journey, talking about him starting from a kid, working his way up. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal song. Thinking about this year, but like just G-Eazy is a thing. And who else I really enjoyed this year? Machine Gun Kelly. I really enjoyed Khalid. I really.
Yeah, he's been doing bits. Like, did you hear the one that he did with what's her name? Billie Eilish. Lovely.
Brilliant.
That's so good.
Billie Eilish is phenomenal. I think like she's so dark as well, but
and
like
she's 16.
Yeah, she's
like, I'm doing collabs with Khaled.
Yeah. So that's my three probably artists off the top of my head. Just like if I had a little bit more time for this, I probably might change a little bit, but probably G-Eazy, Machine Gun Kelly, and Khalid probably this year, or they were my hottest towards the end of the year anyway. So, and then single wise, I really enjoyed Eastside. I still love it.
That's really good, yeah.
I love Eastside. Eastside, that came out this year. A song by Machine Gun Kelly called Loco.
I haven't heard that one. I can't say I have. Like,
it's really it's pretty trippy. And then No Limit by G-Eazy, and it's got Cardi B in it, and it's an absolute track. I won't play it. I have it right here, but I won't play it because don't get taken down or nothing. So
cool.
I definitely advise give them a shot. They're kind of my favorites. What are your top singles?
Oh, top singles! Like, there are just so much good music last year, but I really liked. What's that one that they did on Kamikaze that he did? Like I can't remember the name of it now. Like, it's the one that was played everywhere. Jordan Lucas was on it as well.
I can quickly look it up if you want.
What's it called? Lucky You. That's the one.
Lucky You.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Better Now.
That's Post Malone. Yeah.
That was really good. These are music that I'm still listening to.
Yeah, me too.
And then last one. Like, there was just so much good music. I'm just gonna say Psycho by Post Malone because it's the first one that popped into my head, to be honest.
Phenomenal. What do you think of Dua Lipa?
I think anytime she comes on, I think that she's really good, but like, I haven't gone through the time to like listen to her whole backlog yet. Yeah. But I probably should actually.
I really like Dua Lipa. I know she's real poppy songs, but I love all her new songs anyway download on my phone. Like, I enjoy her music. She'd be another artist who I would have really enjoyed this year as well.
Yeah. In terms of like artists. See, the thing is, my favourite artists and the artists that I think did best in 2018 are very different. So I think that my favourite artists of 2018 were like Eminem, Ed Sheeran, and Anne-Marie. Mm-hmm. Like, but the top artists, I would probably put Cardi B, Post Malone, and Drake.
Cardi B killed it this year.
She did bits.
Yeah, she went. I didn't know she was beginning of 2018, and by the end, everyone knows that Cardi B is like, she's a fucking force to be reckoned with in the music industry of 2019. She made waves in 2018, but I feel like she's gonna go
ham in 2019.
Oh yeah,
like 100%.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And what do you think of Versatile? Do you like Versatile?
Like, I went through a phase, obviously, after Logan, because that's all that we listened to in the house. I went through a phase of like listening to them for months, but I actually haven't like listened to them that much in a while. Like, I'd put the likes of Ketamine on at like parties and like in the bus and stuff like that.
Unbelievable.
But like, I don't know. I like it up until the first verse. I think like everything after that. Sorry, first chorus. Everything after that, I don't know. It's a bit meh.
Ketamine.
Yeah, I feel like it goes on for too long.
It's like 7 minutes. Yeah, it's a pretty long song. Yeah, but I know most of the words to it. Like I went hardcore and I learned most of the words to it. Like I went like I'm not gonna try and do that right now, but like like as like at a part like for when I get obsessed with the song, I like learn the lyrics and stuff to it. Like as in like I went down the Macklemore route and I learned all the words to Downtown and Glorious and Over It, and I know like every word.
Can't Hold Us. That's the only one by Macklemore that I can do every word of.
Like I did try for a bit, but it's a tough. If you can get that, that's a tough song to get down.
It's fast as well. Have you ever tried to do like the fast verse from Rap God Eminem?
It's actually I'm doing a Q&A Monday. I don't know when this is going to come out, but someone asked me to rap Rap God. Is that you?
That was actually me.
I was wondering. That was such a random request, but no, I will not be rapping Rap God.
Not on your video, but
you can
have the lyrics for the quick verse here.
No, I'm not going to make a fool of myself.
You know, someone actually broke it down, and during that verse, he's speaking at 11.4 syllables a second.
What? It's the most words in any song ever, isn't it?
It's the fastest released rap verse that hasn't like been sped up.
Yeah.
Because he can do that live.
It's insane.
Like verses like that make you wonder if he has lungs. Because like I'm trying to get through it, and because I just want to be able to do it because it's cool. But I'm trying to get through it, and like.
Can you do it?
Now.
Wait, no. Are you capable of doing it?
Yeah.
You pull up lyrics are there. Go on.
Right. You usually have to like do it 3 or 4 times.
Oh, okay. The excuse is coming out.
Yeah, the excuses are coming out already. Okay. Some land down the you seem I'm human what I gotta do to get it to it. I'm super innovative. I made a robot so that anything it says is ricocheting up and meaning glue and devastating more than ever, demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating, never fading in another haze of I'm waiting for the day they can say I fell up beside a rain, but how to get it motivated and make elevated music. You make elevated music. Oh, he's too mainstream, but that's when they do when they just confuse it. It's not hip hop, it's rock, because I found a hella way to fuse it. Yeah.
That was impressive. I'm impressed.
I flubbed like a good few words there, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
I also sweared, so sorry, Mom, but need it for the flow. Anyway, so yeah.
No.
I actually forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about. Oh, I'm so bad for this. How did we even bring up Rap God or someone Q&A? Anyway.
Oh yeah, because like I asked you in the Q&A to wrap up.
Yeah, Rap God. Yeah, no.
So what are the weirdest things you've got actually in that Q&A, like question wise?
You'll have to go watch the video to find out.
Fair enough.
It's coming out when I suppose you're posting bits. This probably won't get seen for weeks. It'll be up on my YouTube channel by the time you're watching it. So
I'll probably link it down below.
Yeah, if you want to go check it out, Q&A will be up.
Yeah.
So
one other thing. So one thing obviously that we have in common, we both went to Logan last year.
We live in the same house.
Yeah, live in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither of us are very tidy. Anyway.
No, Valentine went losing her shit over that's what she was. She came in, she was like, "Go, we'll get out of the fire escape." I was like, "It's just closed." And
yeah, because we were hanging towels like from the window and stuff like that.
That was a great place to dry it.
Yeah, like I regret nothing. And like putting it over, like she was saying, we can't get around. There's no room on the floor.
Yeah, she sent her husband up to open the windows in the morning and stuff because she said she could not get around the room. It was just some clothes in the floor. And then what was his name again? Who was doing like aerials before we tied it up? Killian, yeah. Like, how would you forget Killian's name? We left each other for 3 weeks.
I am terrible with people's names. Genuinely, just.
He was 2 beds away from me. He was beside me.
I know. If you gave me a picture of the lads in our house, like I'd probably be able to get like half of them. I'm that bad with names.
Just spot them. Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. I'll get a picture of the lads. But yeah, I think we had a really good house actually this year.
The camera keeps cutting out after like 20 minutes, so.
We're going for over an hour, are we?
Oh yeah, we're 50 minutes into it.
Jesus Christ. Okay. That's Christmas Day. Actually, I just pulled up my thumbnail because it's the picture of the house is actually my thumbnail for my Logan video.
So the thing is, like, we did have a really good house, which is why I feel so bad that I can't remember a lot of their names.
I can't believe you can't remember. Like, okay, I'll admit it took me a while to learn their names.
That's one thing that I'm not looking forward to. So actually, I haven't told Daragh this, but I'm going to be a Kinnera in Logan next year.
Fair play.
Yeah, for course of C. So that's one of the things I'm not looking forward to, learning off people's names, because I am terrible at it.
Do you remember the first day? I still do.
You didn't even get to me. You got like...
I gave up.
You were just like, nah, I'm not going to bother.
Okay,
so I'll insert the picture here while I'm trying to remember them. Okay, Jack.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah. We're working left to right if you're following the photo.
Shona.
Yeah.
Oh, who's he?
That's me.
Evan.
Yeah.
Killian.
Yeah.
The thing is, he looked exactly like a lad that was in my house the year before, so I kept confusing his name. Oh, come on.
You give up?
Help me out here.
Neil McLaughlin.
Oh my god, Neil. How can I forget his name?
Okay, I'll send him this clip. Go on, next.
Simon?
Yeah. This is the last person before Eoin.
Cahill.
Yeah, and then there's you. Fair play.
Okay.
So, you just didn't get Neil. Okay, that wasn't too bad. The way you're dressing it up.
No, like... I'm terrible with names, so you know what?
Yeah, no, fair play.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
So, I'm really sorry, Neil. But, like, you looked exactly like a lad in my house last year. Sorry, the year before, Alex. So, like, even when we were in the Gaeltacht together, I would call him Alex, just because, like, sorry, man, but like.
Yeah. Nah, I'm joking. I didn't know Colin's name for ages. I'll be honest. After the first week, I didn't know Colin's name, and then eventually I had to admit it. No, I told him this.
Yeah,
he knows this is no surprise to him. But he's so quiet that I didn't really get to speak to him much. But
yeah, like that's the thing in Logan. Like you can have full friendships without ever really knowing their name.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. So speaking of Logan, we've talked about music. We've talked about Logan. Mm-hmm. What's your favourite Logan song?
I probably have two, and they're for two different reasons, right? My actual favourite song I think that I ever produced was Imagine Dragons' Believer. That was from Fearless Sea to not this year when we went, the year before. I think you were at that course.
Yeah, I was actually.
I think that's a phenomenal song. Sean Damery, he was on our course this year. Phenomenal singer, like just so good. The video is really fun as well. The Fearless Sea video, I really enjoyed it, watching it. And then my other favourite song would have to be Green Light, and Grace Willis sung that, because that was on my course, my first year I went, and it was just a really fun video to shoot. Like when you see her on the bus with the green light, and she's on top of the bus, and we're all around. It was just a fun time. Like, it just kind of brings back good memories when I listen to it. So, what are your favourite Logan songs?
I really love Geronimo. That's probably my favourite one.
Brilliant song.
Just because it comes out every time, and it's like got such a connection to Logan, and like. It comes out any time that people are together. I still listen to it today, and it's just also such a tune.
I forgot about Geronimo, yeah. It's all like, Baileys and stuff, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then, and this one is actually for a very different reason. The Riptide one that they did. And it's not even because of Logan.
What is this? Why is it?
So I learned that, and I sang it during the Shocked in the Gaeltacht. I can't remember which school I was in at the time, but at one of my schools. That was the first time that, like, I got introduced to Logan stuff, and after learning that, that's what made me decide to go to Logan in the first place.
Oh, cool.
So, and I still listen to it today, and obviously if you want to check out my learning 5 songs in 24 hours, that was my cheat song. I knew that before, but I'd learned it like 5 years before, so it's fine.
Spoiler
but
alert.
It's in there. I have a cover of it, so like still one that I listen to. It's just so good, like.
Yeah.
Or Take My Hand is another class
That's
one.
a brilliant song, yeah.
To be honest, they just have so many bangers. Just go and check them out on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, and they're starting to release new music now. They're not just doing covers anymore. And Callum Agnew's Niche Jar song is phenomenal. Callum Agnew, I know I had him up my story, and I know he's on my course, but please go check him out. Like, he is phenomenal. Like, his voice is so unconventional. Like, I think any singing coach would probably try and change his voice, but it is so good. I really.
The first time I actually listened to Callum Agnew, I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't like it.
Same, yeah, me too.
But I heard him sing it like 2 or 3 times, and it grew on me, and I just love his voice now.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's just so different to anything that you would hear.
Yeah.
So definitely go and check out his stuff.
He's Callum Agnew Music on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I'm following him anyway. But honestly, like he could end up really going places.
Like, that's actually one thing as well that I want to talk to you. So Logan are trying to put out more original songs in Irish.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a market for that? Even in Ireland, not even internationally.
In Ireland, what gives me hope is, remember I was talking about Kneecap earlier?
Yeah.
The fact that they're now touring a bit. Now they're still doing small enough venues, but they've sold out Dublin, 2 nights in Dublin, 1 in Rushing Dove, like they've completely sold it out. So the fact that they're able to do it, it gives me hope that there is. But I think the market could still be. I think it's just people's opinions with Irish is all wrong. Come back to the whole education system, right? I think people are taught Irish the wrong way. I think you should be more emphasis on spoken rather than written, because I could barely speak Irish, even though I've been learning since I was 4 until I went to Lurgan. So I think if there was more spoken Irish and people actually enjoyed Irish more, I think it would actually open up the industry for listening to Irish music. But the fact that people have such a stigma against Irish because of the way it's incorrectly taught, I think it does limit the market at the moment.
Like, I personally don't believe that it has a market here in Ireland. I actually think it would do better overseas.
I do believe the nostalgic sort of kind of like, oh, it's Irish, you know, the sort of American thing. Yeah, no, totally agree. Because when you said only Ireland, I was like, it's still too much of a stigma, but...
Yeah, and as well, I know that it's not exactly comparable, but even Ed Sheeran, he rewrote Perfect in Irish, or was it Thinking Out Loud in Irish,
did he?
And he released that as part of his like, I think it was Multiply Wembley edition album, but like, he released a full Irish track and it did really well, but that's obviously Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Macklemore, no, he didn't actually do one. He watched Lurgan's Can't Hold Us and went. They kind of got him to say a couple bits in Irish, but...
Yeah, check that out. That's actually, it's like a good video as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that the fact that they actually got Macklemore to watch it and kind of like this. They went like, oh, GOH, it's Mr. Macklemore, I was this Mr. Ryan Lewis, I was sure I Can't Hold Us Australia, or something like that. But that was pretty cool. But they actually got him to, you know, the 2FM rally, or the 2FM Irish CD.
Yeah.
They got him to like talk the intro with Saoirse Ronan. They got Saoirse Ronan and him to actually introduce the songs.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. You should really go check that out. The 2FM made it, but also one of the girls from Lurgan, Nora Moran, and her singing partner Jade. Nora came down for like one day during our course, but she was on my course the year beforehand. But she won BO, you know, the singing competition. She won that.
Nora and Jade. I was actually chatting to them once I heard about that. I sent them like a DM to congratulate them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I know her really well actually.
Really?
She came down for a day, like during our course. She came down for like a couple of days. Like she was there. But like I would have known her anyway. But yeah, like it was kind of cool to kind of see like someone you know on the CD, and fair play to both of them. As in like,
absolutely.
Again, another.
Listen to the track. It's good.
And they're both fluent Oscailga, because I don't know Jade, but I know Nora is, her dad was actually teacher at Lurgan last year as well, and he's completely fluent Oscailga. So I think the fact that 2FM were kind of pushing the Irish songs into the kind of, you know, into the school, technical schools, I think was good. And Sholin, you know Sholin.
Yeah.
There, you know, the main singer, I can't think of his name right now. He was actually working at Lurgan the year I was there as well. Yeah. They actually commented on my Lurgan video as well. And they actually did. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Thanks, appreciate them for that. That was pretty cool. Yeah, like I think there's a little bit of hope that like there's just like, I feel like people are starting to get a bit more into it now that Irish is kind of dying. Yeah.
And it is dying, which I know I'm kind of sad to see it. But.
Yeah, like I would have hated Irish before I went to Lurgan, and it wasn't until I went I had it the wrong way. I hated the subject. I didn't hate the language. And
the language is actually such a nice language, but it's a fecking pain of a subject.
Oh yeah, I don't like subject at all. Yeah.
Like this is another thing that like we'd probably chat about in Lurgan. Like what in school, like they just teach you completely the wrong way for Lurgan. Sorry, not for Lurgan, for Irish.
Yeah.
Like they'd teach you how to write and stuff like that. Like they teach you the basics in primary school, and it would be like it'd be like junior infants English up until 6th class, but in Irish. And then as soon as you get into secondary school, they're expecting you to do like
techniques and stuff.
Yeah, like so you don't have the basis to even talk about that. So you just have to learn it off.
Yeah.
And there's so little emphasis on speech.
Yeah.
And like a language is meant to be spoken, not written. So
totally agreed.
The way that I actually look at it, I've got a bit of an extreme view on it. I think that in primary schools, it would make so much sense to have most of them as Gael schools.
Yeah.
There'd obviously be like a few dotted around that'd be English speaking schools, because you know there might be people from abroad who wouldn't be able to go and speak Irish at a primary school. But you know what, like if we had that, then we got into secondary school and it's English speaking, yeah, but we all have that fluency in Irish anyway. Like the language would just do so much better.
Yeah, like I wish I went to a Gael school, primary school, and I think I'd send my kids to a Gael school primary school as well. I just I don't know about turning everyone into a Gael school, but I think it would dramatically help the language. Like I know some people that went to Logan and they're completely fluent in Irish. They don't learn a thing when they're out there, but they go out for the crack because they're fluent in Irish and they just have a great time. You know, I think that's the way the language should be. Like as in, like they'd even speak. Even I was on the bus the last day and there was coming out from town, going out to Claregalway where I live, and there was two guys behind us, like 2 seats behind us, speaking completely fluent Gaeltacht, and it sounded odd, like as in, like in that surrounding, it was odd to hear it.
Which
and, like,
is kind of like
it was a sad.
Yeah,
because like I actually really liked the language, and the fact that they were young lads as well. So like I think they were from Connemara or something, because you could tell they were like locals, whatever. But it was odd to hear it on the bus. And me and my friend looked at each other like, geez, that's a bit unusual to hear that on the bus. But like at the same time, we're like, it's a good thing to hear. So
absolutely, that's one of the things as well, because obviously I haven't lived in Galway for a lot of my life. Like I was born in Kilkenny and then I moved to Mayo, and it was like 6 years ago or 8 years. No, hang on, 8 years that I moved to Galway. So I lived outside of like Gaeltacht areas. So I genuinely thought for most of my primary school that Irish was a dead language. There was no point in learning it. And I thought that for primary school in like Galway as well. But as soon as I like started to realise what was going around, like hearing people speak it in the town and stuff like that.
You people in town that speak much?
Yeah, like people actually come up when I'm busking, because occasionally I sing Logan tunes when I'm busking, so I'd be singing them in Irish. And people would come up to me and start speaking in Irish because they like to hear it. So it's only once I started realising that it was a language that was alive that I actually started caring if it was alive or not.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like as in, like if you talk to me up until TY, I would totally Irish that language. I don't think we should be learning it. And then I went to Lurgan and I literally went up to my Irish teacher who had been teaching me, and I went, "Sir, that remained my harm." I changed my opinion on it. As in, like I actually really liked it after that, and that's the reason I kind of like I have a couple of Gaeltacht videos now. I'm gonna do another one. Someone requested me we can make a what to pack for the Gaeltacht video, so I'll do one of those as well. Because actually the first year I went, I forgot my towel. I know towels come with me, so like it's actually there's like key things you kind of need. You need to literally prepared for torrential rain, and you need to be prepared for like like really sunny as well. So, but anyway, that's totally off the wall. But yeah, absolutely. Like I think if you're anyway on the wall about going to the Gaeltacht, just go. Honestly, there's very few people who have a bad experience at the Gaeltacht that I've heard of. And like it doesn't matter if you go by yourself. I'd almost recommend going by yourself. I would never recommend someone go with your friends, because you're less likely to go socialise with people and you won't meet as many people. And I know some people who went with friends and they were actually wish they'd gone by themselves. So because their friend was like very conservative, where they want to socialise with everyone. So do go to the Gaeltacht.
So we're going to have to wrap it up there because the camera's almost out of battery.
Yeah.
So I hope that you've enjoyed the podcast. This has been Music and Me with Eoin Kinsella, and Daragh Jordan today has been my guest today. Definitely check out everything that he's got on YouTube and Instagram and all that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and subscribe if you did.